Morning, everybody, and welcome. This is our regular business meeting of the Mason County Commission for Tuesday, August 4th. We will begin with our Pledge of Allegiance. Avi, would you please stand and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? This is Cheryl Williams' daughter.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well done. Roll call, please.
Commissioner District 1, Randy Netherland.
I'm here.
Commissioner District 2, Tim Sheldon.
Here.
And Commissioner District 3, Terry Jeffries.
Here.
Item number 4, correspondence and organizational business. Do we have any correspondence to come before this board?
The Liquor Control Board sent a special occasion application for Habitat for Humanity and North Mason Resources and a list of businesses with liquor and marijuana licenses due to expire in 90 days. The Department of Ecology sent a letter announcing Russellwood Wastewater Treatment Plant is receiving the 2014 Wastewater Treatment Plant Outstanding Performance Award. City Commissioner Olson sent a letter regarding recycling and solid waste, and Darren Berry resigned from the Lodging Tax Advisory Committee.
Thank you very much. Item number 4, news release regarding Mason County Lodging Tax Advisory Committee generator position. Commissioner Jeffries.
Mason County is seeking an individual to serve on the Mason County Lodging Tax Advisory Committee who represents a business that is required to collect lodging tax, a generator. This person will fill a vacated position with the term ending May 2016. The committee consists of at least 5 members and is appointed by the Board of Mason County Commissioners. The committee shall include at least 2 representatives of businesses that are required to collect lodging tax, generators, and at least 2 members who are persons involved in activities that are authorized to be funded by the lodging tax revenue spenders. The number of generator members on the committee shall equal the number of spender members, with the county commissioner serving as the chair of the committee. The committee reviews requests for lodging tax funding and makes recommendations to the commissioners regarding the use of lodging tax monies. The committee meets during regular business hours, usually not more than once a month. For an application, please contact Mason County Commissioner Office 427-9670, extension 419, or visit our website www.co.mason.wa.us. Completed applications should be turned in to the Commissioner's Office by August 28, 2015. Applications will be accepted until the position is filled.
Thank you, Commissioner. Is there any other correspondence or organizational business to come before this body?
No.
Thank you. We'll move on to item number 5, which is open forum for citizens input. This is your opportunity to come and speak before this commission and the public, reminding you that it is being recorded and set out there on the airwaves, on any issue that is not on the agenda. If it is on the agenda, we ask that you wait until it comes up, and at that time you'll be given an opportunity to testify and give your opinions and your thoughts. But if it is not on the agenda, this is your opportunity. We'll ask that you please keep it brief and understand that there's 15 minutes total for everybody, so no longer than 5 minutes per person, but if you can, you can do from that. With that being said, if anybody would like to speak, please raise your hand, be recognized by the chair. We'll ask you to come up and say where you're from, who you are, and move from there. Does anybody in this audience like to speak today on something that is not on the agenda? There you are.
My name is Charles Orthman.
What is it?
Charles.
Charles?
Chuck Orthman, 4281 East Great View Loop Road. And I'm here today working a little independently. I'm with the Shelton Poverty Advisory Team, and we're working on the porta potty program. There was a good article in the journal, a couple of them actually this week. We're going to be looking for $1,200 in funding to begin this pilot project. We hope to have the porta potties in place. The City Commission is pleased with the work that we've done so far and the prices that we've got. We've been working with Island Johnny. And around the shop, we refer to this as P to the 5th. It's a porta potty pilot program project, okay? So I'm going to come back today with fundraising, and we're going to call it P to 5th, and it's the Piles and Puddles Politician Pledge Program. Okay, then I'm going to ask 6 of my favorite politicians if they would assist me in raising $200 apiece, you know. And Ethel, when she calls Thursday and reminds you bring your potato salad to the family picnic, you can remind her to bring her checkbook. Everybody's going to play $200, and we're going to get this porta potty project going. Okay, and we'll put them in strategic locations in downtown area. where you folks live and work, and hopefully this will solve the problem. We can move on to the next item on our agenda. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'll have pledge sheets. We have a meeting tomorrow, and I'll talk with Steve Goins. We'll get some pledge sheet and some instructions, and we'll solicit your assistance. Okay?
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
How long will that, the $1,200, is that for a year or?
That's for 3 months, right?
For 3
The
months.
City Commission has tentatively agreed to put it in the 2016 budget. So I just thought, hey, we'll come up here to the county level, and we'll see if we can get everybody interactive in this, and we'll come up with that 1,200. A couple of the members of the Poverty Advisory Team have gone out and spoke to groups like the Rotary and Commission. There's actually a $5 bill that somebody kicked in that's been paper clipped to the agenda for the past 2 or 3 meetings now. So it shouldn't be that difficult once we kick the funding program off. I think that $1,200,
How many? And
1,200,
no, but how many units?
3.
3 units? So more than $100 a unit?
Yeah, they're actually, I can leave this with the commission. That's the project cost. Oh, thank you. Good catch.
Commissioner, so if somebody wanted to donate, how do we get a hold of
Hmm?
who do we get a hold of who want to donate?
We have a Poverty Advisory Team meeting tomorrow, and none of them know I'm here. It's still an independent campaign, but I'll get all the details. Steve Goins is actually probably going to be the go-to guy. And so, and we'll cheerfully accept the check with porta potty on the memo line. So, all righty?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else? Steve, former Commissioner Bloomfield.
Heavy on the former. Steve Bloomfield, Southeast, 391 Southeast Donovan Road, Shelton. I just want to share just a little bit of a vision that Seattle Shellfish has, and I think it's something that the county could very well benefit a lot from. And we own about 100 acres, or approximately 100 acres on Harnstein Island. 75 acres is owned right now for timberland, forest management, another 20 acres and 5-acre rural residential. We sell 99% of our product goes to China. And what we would like to do, this is our vision, we want to start building, and we are in the process of doing all of the work to get applications for a shellfish hatchery nursery system out there to support our tideland efforts. But we need a guardhouse to build a house on that entrance to the place. We need a caretaker's house to be built. And then we would like to build a bed and breakfast. A destination bed and breakfast for our clients in China. The $1 million, billion-dollar client that we sell our product to. And bring them over here. We will make a park-like setting out of this 75 acres is available. We would like to build golf cart paths, walking trails, a place where we can get these people from out of the country, out of the United States, to the beach. They can dig their geoduck, they can pick their oysters, they dig their clams, they come back up. We prep them with a world-class chef. We have them on site. They have an experience that they go back and advertise Mason County to the world. There's only one problem with that whole thing, and that's the zoning. So I urge, and I know there's a lot of effort going into zoning issues right now, and I really applaud the county for that. But let's think about this kind of a transition and destination type environment for people. And also, we're talking about spending a lot of money in this county in development and building. That's important. We get money out of that. The county does. I say we, I don't mean Seattle Shellfish, I mean the people of Mason County. It's important. It's a vision for the future. And it doesn't mean we can't do the same thing at Hama Hama or numerous other sites around the county. But let's keep an open mind. and we only rezone or change zoning once a year in Mason County. Maybe that should be looked at, maybe twice a year might be more appropriate. But anyway, let's look to that and try to open our minds a little bit. Thank you, and I think there's a great vision that we can really succeed on getting foreign money brought into this country.
I'm pretty sure we all hope you're successful on this one.
That's phenomenal. That's exciting. I caught that
I
vision.
think it could be very exciting for Mason County.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anybody else who would like to speak? Mr. Van Busker?
Good morning, Commissioners. Ken Van Busker, Northeast 61 Davis Farm Road, Belfair. Last month, or the end of June, a couple of commissioners came up for a Belfair meeting, and there was some discussion about the dewatering going on along Highway 3 and the widening project and the Belfair Water District replacement, and we were assured, the community was assured, and you were assured that that water was being treated before it was reintroduced. Apparently it hasn't been. The Department of Ecology has fined a rather substantial fine, and I would hope that Mason County would direct your water quality folks or Department of Health to investigate and see just exactly what happened and take some action. Those pumps have been running non-stop for quite a while, and downtown Belfair is a real mess, as you well know. Thank you.
I noticed that you sent an email out. Brian, are we looking into that? Seeing no.
Not yet. I just have a question. Primarily, it's
State?
state and the water district. And we have communicated with DOT, our historical information from the treatment plant, or the collection systems.
I just had a question. I wasn't at the voice meeting, so I saw an email you sent about it. So is the contractor doing the dewatering?
I'm not sure, Commissioner. I believe it is.
Right, I think you said, so the contractor's doing the dewatering, and if Ecology issued a fine for a storm, or for that water not being properly treated, who was being fined?
I'm not sure exactly. I just heard Saturday that they were live. Someone was fined.
Yeah, well, we didn't.
We were assured at that commissioner meeting up there that the water was being treated.
Who assured you that it was being treated?
Both the manager of Belfair Water District and Michelle Britton with
With DOT?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
We haven't seen anything that says we could.
No, it wouldn't have been us. It'll either be the contractor or the water district. Either, if the water district, that's gonna hurt even worse for everybody.
If I might, part of the issue was that they ran into more contaminated soil that had been identified by the county as part of the sewer project originally, and there was a lack of coordination between the different agencies involved apparently. But I just wanted to bring it to your attention.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else who would like to testify or who would like to speak about anything that's not on the agenda? Hearing none, we will go ahead and move on to item number 6, which is the adoption of the agenda.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the Board of County Commissioners adopt the agenda as presented today.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded for the adoption of the agenda as presented today. All in favor say aye.
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 Aye, motion carries. Item number 7, approval of the minutes.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the July 6th and 13th, 2015 briefing minutes.
Mr. Chairman, I'll second the motion to approve those minutes.
It's been moved and seconded for the approval of the July 6th and 13th, 2015 briefing minutes. Without any changes. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye, the motion carries. Next up, we will move on to our approval of our action agenda. All items listed under the action agenda may be enacted by one motion unless the commissioner requests an item be removed from the action agenda and consider it as a separate item. We will go ahead and read each of the items to you, and after which you'll be given an opportunity to ask any questions that you may have to help you decide whether to have it taken off the agenda for a separate vote. But if you want to testify, please just have it taken off for a separate vote. With that being said, I will read item number 8.1 through 8.4. Commissioner Jeffries, if you will read 8.5, 6, and 7, and Commissioner Sheldon 8.8 to 8.9, 8.10. Item number 8.1, approval to extend the professional services agreement with Richard Beckman Realty Group to September 30th, 2016. Item number 8.2, approval to renew the Nurse Family Partnership Agreement for the period of July 1st, 2015 through June 30th, 2016. The revenue and workload requirements of this agreement were budgeted in the 2015 budget, and there are no match requirements. Item number 8.3, approval of the Veterans Assistance Fund applications for necessity items $350, utilities $1,332.76, and housing $1,170 for a total of $2,852.76 as recommended by the Veterans Service Office. Item number 8.4, approval for the board to formally accept the Belfair Water Reclamation System Water Reclamation Facility Project and authorize the Public Works Director to take the necessary steps to close out the projects and complete the necessary paperwork required by law prior to the release of the project's retainage to the contractor.
Item 8.5, approval for the Deputy Director/County Engineer to execute supplemental agreement number 2 to local agency standard consultant agreement with Integrity Structural Engineers for construction engineering support for CRP 1975 Evers Bridge project. 8.6, approval for the board to execute the reimbursable agreement for Mason County Public Works Department to provide maintenance services, including equipment, labor, and materials, for the abatement of environmental hazards requested by the Washington State Department of Ecology. 8.7, approval of 2 summer 2015 Heritage Grant applications for 1, Mason County Cemetery District number 1 and 2, and item number 2, the Mason County Historical Society for a total of $6,600. These applications were reviewed by the Historic Preservation Commission and found to be good projects qualifying for county support under the Heritage Grant Program.
Mr. Chairman, 8.8 is approval to list the following surplus property for sale with Richard Beckman Realty Group, 91 East Wilshire Boulevard, in Shelton, Washington, parcel number 22005-55-00009, for the amount of $25,000. 8.9, approval to sign the letter of support for the Mason County PUD3 feasibility study grant application for the Mason County Business Development Center or other beneficial uses of the PUD3 building located on Coda Street. And the last item is 8.10, approval to appoint Cheryl Williams and Adrian Amar to the Solid Waste Advisory Board.
Now that it has been read to you, you'll be given an opportunity to ask a question that may help you decide whether to have it taken off for a separate vote. Is there anybody in the audience who has questions in regard to any of the items that we've read to you? Is there anybody who would like an item taken off for a specific vote? Commissioners, any items you would like taken off? With that being said, I will entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve items 8.1 through 8.10 on today's action agenda.
Mr. Chairman, I'll approve or second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded for the approval of the action agenda, items 8.1 through 8.10. Discussion.
Thank you, Ms. Williams, for stepping up on the Solid Waste Advisory Committee, and it looks like it's forming to be a great committee.
And I want to add a little something to that also. Ms. Williams has been attempting and we're trying real hard to be a part of our citizens advisory groups to be a help to this community, and her efforts are greatly appreciated, and she's stuck it through until she could make it happen. And so again, thank you very much, because that's what we need. We need more of that.
And
Mr. Chairman, I just want to make a point that 8.9 is an application for a feasibility study grant from the state, and it's not related to the $500,000 that was appropriated for building wages.
Absolutely. That was the question that was specifically asked, to make sure that they are separate. Further? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, the motion carries. We have no public hearings today, so we will move on to item number 10, which is other business, department heads and elected officials. Are there any department heads who would like to speak at this time? Any elected officials who would like to speak at this time?
Got here just in time. Karen Hurd, Mason County Auditor, and today is primary election day, so I'm just here to remind those who have not yet voted to make sure you get your ballot in. You have until 8 o'clock tonight. All the ballot boxes will be open until then. At this late day, we highly encourage you to drop it into one of the boxes instead of the mail, but you have that option. We mail ballots to about half the voters in Mason County. Only if you live in the Fire District 5 or Fire District 4, the City of Shelton, the Shelton School District, or Trails and Water District will you get a ballot. So if you live in one of those districts and you haven't gotten your ballot, please give us a call, or if you're not sure, please give us a call, 427-9670, extension 468. Tonight, we will be counting the ballots at 8 o'clock in the election processing room directly behind this room. The public is welcome. If you choose to stay home, we should have the results on our website approximately 8:15. And so far, we have a 27% voter turnout. So
Wow,
get out there and vote.
We're doing better than Kitsap.
Yes, we are. Most surrounding counties,
Kitsap
but
is
that
really complaining.
still
They're
doesn't say a lot,
really
does
bad,
it?
yeah. Any questions, Commissioner?
No questions, just there's a lot of people sitting on pins and needles today.
Always.
Thank you, Madam Auditor. Is there any other elected officials who would like to speak at this time? Hearing none, we will go ahead and move on to item number 11, board reports and calendars.
Guess I could start. So following last week's commission meeting, did attend the North Mason Voice meeting regarding Bill Hunter Park and other things. And then we had a lodging tax advisory committee meeting, a board of health meeting. Oh, that was following the briefings. I apologize. And then we had that commission meeting that evening. Let's see. I went to Spokane for some family business over the weekend. And then we're back here for briefings yesterday. I'll have a meeting with some department heads this afternoon, and then we'll be attending, former Commissioner Laura Porter will be doing a presentation on adverse childhood experiences to the Area Agency on Aging. She's done a lot of work on this. Apparently some of the things that we deal with as children will have tremendous effects on our functioning as adults, and it'll be an interesting talk. Have a Foundation for Hope meeting, and then I will be working on some county policy work throughout the rest of the week, and then back here for briefings on Monday.
Madam Commissioner, the one with the Area Agency on Aging and Laura Porter, is that today?
No, it is, sorry, my phone went to the wrong place. It is Wednesday the 5th at 10 o'clock in the Area Agency on Aging building, which is that first, by the Labor and Industries, or the UTC, the Utility Trade Commission up there by the Red Lion.
Okay.
They have a new, I couldn't tell you the name of that building.
I think I have something else on the time, so I would have liked to have attended that one.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Commissioner?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Last week, I met with some interesting people from the Kitsap Navy League, who are working very hard to garner support and recognition for a submarine being built down in Connecticut that's going to be named the Washington. And there's been 2 other ships in our country that have been named after the state of Washington.
Hmm.
Lots named after George Washington. This ship is a submarine, I guess you call it a boat, submarine. And the governor attended a naming ceremony, I think it was in D.C. not too long ago. But it's still under construction, getting close to completion. It's one of their newest, obviously the newest attack submarine that will be built in this country. So it's an honor to be named after your state, and the Navy League in Kitsap is combining with the Navy League in Thurston County as well, and looking for some coordinated recognition with the legislature and some other groups. So that was very interesting. We had our public hearing last Tuesday on issues relating to zoning and of, as former Commissioner Bloomfield recognized, accessory buildings, I guess we'll call them, and that's going to be continued until next week. We have another briefing on that subject as well. Met with several contractors last week who are construction industry, and things seem to be picking up right now locally. I've had some conversations with Sierra Pacific, and continue to have some about their plans for the mill downtown. Had some conversations with Green Diamond and other timberland owners. Going to meet some people with the Squaxin Island Tribe tomorrow over at the dock here in Shelton at the marina, and let's see, a couple other meetings with shellfish people during the week. Public Power Council meeting on Wednesday and Thursday. 1 and 3 will be there, and then I've got a meeting with to meet our new superintendent at schools here at Shelton at 8 a.m. on Monday, the 10th.
Okay, let's see, this last week, I had a meeting with the Hood Canal Quarry Council's executive director and the staff in regards to the Little Feed project. Mount Moriah, Kitsap Alliance of Property Owners had me as their guest speaker, and interesting enough, I understood why after I got there. They have been impressed with what Mason County has been doing, and we're asking to explain how we're doing this, compared to all kinds of different things when it comes to the things we're doing on our shoreline, how we're doing it different than what they did, and having them look at items that are not required and being taken out, getting in line. They're also pleased with how we've been dealing with our issues with our building and what was coming up on our agendas, and we just had a hearing on. And there was just a whole list of other things. They feel like in Kitsap County they're being smothered. They feel that in Mason County people are being released. And it was an interesting concept. I wish I'd known that before I went, because I would have thought about what to say based on that. But it was nice that they recognized us that way, and they showered me with all kinds of little tiny gifts and stuff, thinking that we're doing great. We also were given an extra time to express and explain the benefits of those that had the courage to stand up and prevent us from getting the gas, the carbon tax put on us at $1.17 a gallon, and instead settling for 12 cents a gallon tax, and still getting all the infrastructure and all the projects that we did, and how well Mason County did in comparison to all the others. And even Dean Jenigas, who wrote that letter, ended up agreeing that they need to be thanked for all the work that they did, because they did pull off a miracle and did do a very conservative thing by protecting them and getting those Department of Transportation reforms and tax reforms, and there was a lot of stuff. So it was really, really nice. Again, she didn't explain to me before I went, but after I got there, I was proud of Mason County. I'm always proud of Mason County. Business owners, because of the road widening in Belfair, have been contacting me, and I've been meeting with them left and right. There's always going to be concerns, but now that things are starting to move and sticks are going in the ground showing where everything's going, everybody's starting to panic just a little bit, and so they're calling me in and wanting to make sure where the sidewalks are going, what part is this, and are we going to make sure to get those crosswalks, are we going to have a special entrance to this area they'd like to see as a park, and different things like that. I attended the Porter Allen meeting. I met with realtors and contractors at different times in regards to our public hearing that we just had on building permits requirements for 864 square foot ag buildings. I had a left board meeting. We had our regular briefings, and I think that's it for the last week. So next, I have a meeting that I don't know the date of. I tried to find it on my phone, I couldn't find it. It is with Nicholas Carr and those from Derek Killer's office and others from throughout the community in regards to trails and the like that will go from Shelton to up and through Kitsap County. but I couldn't find the date. I think it's the 7th. And then I met with other individuals that are looking to invest money in trails up in North Mason. There's a library, law library meeting. There's a Allen Community Association meeting I'll be attending. The Sheriff's Advisory Breakfast, I'll be trying to go there, but it's on the same day as the ACA, so if I can get my business done, I'll run out to the Sheriff's Advisory Breakfast. Regulatory Subcommittee meeting, Women's Republican Luncheon. There is a cemetery meeting. Trails and Lake Potluck, our regular briefing, and I assure you, if you want to find me in a couple of days, on, what is it, tomorrow, you will find me watching that debate. I cannot wait to see this debate and how that turns out for the Republican. It has nothing to do with being Republican, it just, that's going to be one entertaining show.
They settle on the top ones that are going to be able to be in the primetime one?
Well, I
yet?
think they settled on most of them. There was a couple that they're still looking at, but for me, it's actually, there's the ones in the top 5 are the ones that are going to be the exciting ones to watch, because they're going to pick a fight with each other, and it's going to be interesting to watch people like one gentleman who's a neurosurgeon. I assume he's going to be more reserved, and then you think of Donald Trump, who's not going to be, and it's going to be an interesting match to watch. So I assure you, I'm doing nothing else but that, just for the sheer entertainment of it. With that being said, that's for the most part my week, and is there anything further to come before this? Yes, please.
Commissioner Nedlin, that meeting for the trails is actually September 7th.
September 7th?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so I will not be attending. That's why I couldn't find it. Okay.
And then, speaking of what we're doing that is out of the box for land use, in a couple weeks we'll be having a briefing with the Conservation District and somebody from the Washington State Conservation Commission about the voluntary stewardship program. Mason County opted into, this is a program that gives some leniency on some of our setback requirements for agriculture. And the legislature did fund some monies for planning on what kind of best management practices one would have to adhere to in order to be able to be more lenient on these setbacks on the waters. And so perhaps this will be an opportunity to show that agriculture can get along with water quality.
They're having a huge battle in Kitsap County. Again, that's one of the reasons why they asked us out there. They're really battling that out right now. They had another battle just recently that Mason County was actually able to help indirectly by talking to the commission, and they backed out of that one. The commissioners did, realizing that it was administrative law that was starting to be created.
I also wanted to extend my sympathies for the families who've lost their homes over the fire over the weekend, and my heartfelt thanks to the firefighters and this amazing community that stepped up. And as what happened with that line fire, our firefighters almost get overwhelmed with donations and efforts to help, and this community just truly steps up, and the Red Cross is there right away, but my sympathies to the families who did lose their homes. It's got to be devastating.
Good catch, Commissioner. Same here. The lives were definitely changed and impacted. What a great community we live in. Hopefully, we can all work together and get them returned to their homes quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did have a chance to go out to this weekend out to the fire, and people did a terrific job in containing it, given the conditions.
Mm-hmm.
And there was 2 houses destroyed between the time the call was into the Matlock Fire Department before the fire department got there. And they're only 2 miles away. So it was, now the cause of it is human caused. An individual burning, outside burning, as I understand it, thought the fire was out when she left. So we all have to be really concerned about it. And the other fire over in Belfair and Woodways, up on top of the hill there, going out of town, going out of Belfair towards Bremerton. And it's just the most unusual fire season I think all of us can remember. So it's so dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And then it extended, there was another fire just above the hill, not in our district, but just above it at the waste facility, just going out of Belfair.
And one here in town, right behind Fred Meyer.
That was yesterday?
That was Friday,
Right.
last Friday.
So please be careful.
Please.
Think about it. the sad part is, it was almost like a jinx, that I was just celebrating that we made it through that really bad time with the fireworks and all like that with no major issues, and then it just goes to show it doesn't have to be fireworks, it could be anything else. Anything further to come before this commission? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved?
We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody, for coming.